If you mention reptiles, the first one that is likely to come to mind is the lizard. The common or viviparous lizard is not so common in the countryside anymore. They come in all kinds of patterns and colour variations. They can readily be seen about our forest, basking in the sun in any open and relatively undisturbed area, often in piles of dead bracken where they blend in very well, or climbing up your garden wall. It is probably our most active reptile, hunting for small insects and spiders in the grass and scurrying away when it is disturbed. In our reptile surveys, they are sometimes found under the refuges, but quite likely to be lying on top basking in the sun. They still count though. This one popped out and sat beside us in the old ironworks. The eye and eardrum can be clearly seen. Like all lizards, they have an eyelid and can blink to clean their eyeball. She is very fat because she is about to give birth to her young ones. She does not lay eggs, but retains the young inside until they are fully formed. They are delivered into the world inside a thin membrane which they quickly break out of. The young are fully active at birth and tend to be very dark in colour. The slow worm, despite his appearance, is actually a lizard. It too has an eyelid and can blink. It is the reptile found under our refuges the most often because it likes to stay out of sight most of the time. Sometimes we can find quite a lot. Like our other lizard, it has live young, about 50 centimetres long. It often lives in compost heaps and dead vegetation on the ground or even under the surface of the soil. Here it can find slugs and earthworms, which it likes to eat. To live this lifestyle, having legs is a positive disadvantage, which is why evolution has done away with them. Try doing this when you have legs. Slowworms superficially resemble a snake, but a real snake is rather different. They tend to be much more supple. Although they can get into all kinds of places, including holes under the ground, they are not so good at burrowing as the slowworm is. It's sometimes a bit difficult to know when you can put the tin down again. They are seen in our surveys from time to time, but are usually off like a rocket when disturbed. The grass snake has a round eye which never closes. They do not have eardrums or eyelids, so they cannot hear sounds or blink. They can grow to 90 centimetres or even more, and are usually readily identified by the yellow collar and the greenish coloration, although this can be quite variable. It is the only forest reptile which lays eggs, if you are lucky, in your compost heap. Grass snakes are active hunters, and this is what he's looking out for. Toads are a favourite food. Grass snakes are usually encountered quite unexpectedly when they are on their travels. This one found its way into the greenhouse. It uses its tongue to constantly pick up scent particles in the air, which may spell danger or food. It detects a human and moves off without even a flicker of the grass. The adder is our other forest snake, but not so common as it used to be. It comes in many colour variations, but usually has the black zigzag marking and never a yellow collar. Males tend to be lighter in background colour with a black zigzag. This one has just emerged from hibernation during a very wet February and is perhaps still a bit muddy. After hibernation, his skin is darker. In April, he sheds his skin. Then he is transformed and ready to find females. He will often guard a female very closely. Females tend to be darker in background colour and with a brown zigzag. Females are much more variable in colour. Adders do come under our survey refuges, particularly females later in the summer. Never attempt to handle them. Their bite is much quicker than their bark. Also, they are easily injured. If you manage to spot one before it runs away, it's likely to be almost hidden in bracken or other vegetation. Despite being venomous, they have many enemies, including cats, unfortunately. They lie in ambush, waiting for their food to go past. When it comes within range, then it's a rapid bite, a shot of venom, and the die is cast. This is what adult adders quite like to eat. After the ambush, they simply follow the scent and find their meal waiting. The pace of an adder's life is generally much slower than a grass snake, and they are not such great travellers. They are either lying motionless or running away from you. If you are lucky enough to see this, make the most of it. The young adders are born fully formed and ready to go. Note the vertical pupil, which is designed for ambush hunting. They are just as shy as their parents. Our forest reptiles are simply fascinating.